Hey there, it's EnderVerse. This will probably be my last video for 2024, and it's about resource packs of the year. Please be mindful that this isn't a rating going from worst to best. The order is random, and each pack here has a special thing to offer. Now let's dive into the video. MC Alive is a foliage-based text pack, making the leaves and the grass animated. The text pack is quite charming in that it makes you get the waving features from shaders in vanilla. This will prove especially handy for low-end computers. The pack is compatible with shaders, given that you've disabled set shaders waving effect. And if the effect is too fast, just replace the height version of the pack with the normal edition. This will have a slightly slower animation. Next up, we have a very funny text pack called Mob Crates. As you can see, the spawn eggs have turned into little boxes containing the mobs. Logically speaking, this is better, as crates resemble how you can quickly empty the crates and summon the mobs, whereas eggs usually need to be hatched. With that aside, the pack makes picking spawn eggs a lot clearer. No need for any reading. Each crate will showcase the mob it contains. Blue's Special Monsters overhauls the models of many undead creatures and other hostile mobs too. What struck my attention the most were the witches. They became a lot shorter, leaning on a crutch, carrying a pouch with a broomstick in it, and there is even the witch black cat hanging on its back. In addition, there are exclusive features like a falling animation for the wither skeleton, dismemberment of the zombies, spawning animation for the creeper, and more. This is an exceptional text pack. Certainly not vanilla friendly, but RPG style is there is, so if you'd like to overhaul the mobs in the game, this should be your go-to option. Everyone seems to be obsessed with the pack I used to enhance and 3D-fy my tools in Minecraft. Well, the secret is unveiled, and that, my friend, was Gray's 3D items. Aside from the resource gathering tools and the weapons you'll fight with, Gray's 3D items goes way beyond the surface level. Items like buckets will look as if you are holding them with your hands. They also have special variations. Lava buckets will seem as though the heat is making the bucket red hot. Snow buckets will have a snowball melting and dripping from the sides. And an axolotl bucket will simply have that mob peeking through the top of the bucket. The Glock, goat horn, and the fishing rod are also items with special properties. This pack is truly remarkable. Should you need to remaster your tools and items textures, this is the one to pick. I usually avoid adding fresh animation add-ons to my videos, but this one is an exception. With mobs as detailed as those in the Gray's Mobs Overhaul, it was really hard for me to even hope for a fresh animation add-on, yet it arrived, only this year. The pack included textures that are off the rails, an ancient iron golem with wooden horns, fury villagers and villagers, spooky skeletons, alien endermen, satanic breezes, and equally unhinged textures for every other mob. The original pack is a 2023 release, and I have in fact showcased it in last year's wrap-up, but a fresh animation add-on that I could not miss, and apologies for practically showcasing the same pack 2 wrap-ups in a row. Promise I won't repeat it. Realistic villagers will add new races and human-like features, such as different eye colors, different skin tones, different facial hair, and even new sounds that are more realistic and interactive. The effect of the pack has extended to villagers, looking like outlaws and bandits, in addition to the witch, which has gotten cuter in my opinion. This pack is quite good for increased realism in Minecraft, and it also has a fresh animation patch, something I'll never get bored of. MC+ is huge. You could install this pack alone with no mods, shaders, or other textures, and it would be enough to change Minecraft entirely. The pack adds many improvements to the foliage. Just like MC Alive, it makes the leaves and the grass animated, and on top of that there is the fallen leaves effect. As you play the pack a little longer, you'll notice things like storm effects, redesigned clouds, along with an improved audio experience for the system and the ambience too. I hate to be the one to deliver the bad news, but the pack has not been released as of the time of uploading this video. But from what you saw, I reckon you could agree that it will be worth the wait. Realistic light sources is self-explanatory. It redesigns the light sources in Minecraft to be more realistic and indicative of their nature. Torches are now a gas-soaked fabric wrapped around the stick. The flames are also realistic, flaring upwards with many small particles to enhance their appearance. The same visual is applied for both variants. The lanterns, however, have a variety difference. The casual ones will have a candle within them, and the soul sand variants have a small flame emerging from a fistful of soul sand. Warm Smoke is a very simple pack. It changes the campfire smoke to be more immersive, changing from an orange color theme to its initial grey color. This is a very tiny change, but can go a long way in increasing the variety of the vanilla textures. Owl's Boss Rush is a resource pack that will enhance the models of the bosses in Minecraft. The Ender Dragon will have a couple of horns on its head, claws extending from its wing, and a hair amount of details in general. The pack went on to improve the Wither Boss, making the Nether Star visible and also covering the invulnerable face, in addition to making slight adjustment to the Elder Guardian, with coral reefs grown on its back and extra fins on its side. Finally, we talk about the pack's best part, the Warden. This mob will now have 3 new variants, with one in particular looking like the Knight from the Hollow Knight game. This pack is quite exciting, especially for newcomers who hadn't fought any of these bosses before. Shrimp's Immersive Interfaces is easily one of the most detailed packs of its kind, enhancing the GUIs to look rather dramatic and artistic. It's hard for me to point out a personal favorite, but I would say the cartography table is my favorite interface. Right beneath that is the raft chest, and just before that are the villagers' interfaces. The pack is quite refreshing, and definitely deserves a spot on this list. JC items will allow you to have the visuals from the Eating Animations mod, but in the form of a resource pack. This pack will work best if you are not interested in mods. Instead, you just want to enjoy a raw vanilla gameplay with few visual enhancements here and there. Fresh Textures is also a big resource pack on the list. It serves as a refreshment of the vanilla game, touching on many parts of Minecraft. Amongst a few more, the Fresh Textures enhance the sound quality. Footsteps sound differently based on the block you step on. Many textures connect smoothly with each other, few 3D models are added too, and extra varieties have been introduced to blocks such as bookshelves. This pack, just like VanillaPLUS, is better used as a standalone resource pack, but due to its simple size, the Fresh Textures do welcome additions such as fresh animations or immersive interfaces. Brickcraft has not been released in 2024, but the story behind it made it worth being a texture pack of the year regardless. The author here was developing the pack all the while fighting cancer. The incredible models and shiny textures y'all are seeing right now have been made by a man who was in pain and has sadly passed away a few days ago. Alex's memory will remain in our heart, and his legacy will continue through his kind smile and this beautiful texture pack as well. Refresh is a new texture pack that changes the vanilla outlook in a subtle way. It kept the default resolution of 16 by 16, yet gave it more depth. Given the pack's 2-month lifespan, the absence of entities textures should not surprise you. Despite that, I really love the direction it's heading towards. And remember, you could always mix it with other resource packs on this list to cover up the lack of coverage as of now. This next resource pack reworks the textures and the models of mobs that have been around for years. The farm animals, for instance, have become more realistic, with noses sticking out, feathers and tails on their rear, and many other small details. Cave spiders started to look venomous, with radioactive green eyes. Zombies resembled dead players, being a rotten version of default skins, and the Ender Dragon changed quite entirely. This pack looks fabulous, and since it only focuses on mobs, you could pair it with other textures on this very list. 3D Mob Makeover will give the mobs in Minecraft 3D features. The allies will no longer have flat wings. Same applies to the Warden's ears, and the Axolotl's ears too. Mobs like the Skeletons will have 3D bones, the Evoker Fangs feature thicker teeth, and a few more examples to discover by yourself, my friend. Fresh Player Animations is an add-on for the Fresh Animations pack made by the same author, FreshLX. Now hold your horses. The pack is currently behind a paywall of $5, as it is not completed just yet, though it is likely to be free after a while, when the pack gets completed. Looking at the animations of the pack, it is safe to say that this is peak in terms of player animations. The interactivity, fluidity, and diversity of the movements all contribute to an ever more lively character animation. As the pack goes public, hopefully, it may receive further compatibilities, more content such as animated eyes, and more movement for a variety of activities and scenarios. This pack by all revamps the Enderman in Minecraft, giving them new outlooks that are more animated and telling of their nature. The pack also makes it possible to get some of the new models by renaming Enderman, which will both preserve and alter your Enderman pitch. The author here also refreshed other mobs, from iron golems to zombies to spiders and more. Nature X is a resource pack that will give each biome its own blueprint in terms of foliage. Swampy biomes will have mossy and dead plants, but the opposite is true for cherry grove biomes. And for snow biomes, you could see that the plants are affected as well and are covered in snow, not to forget the fascinating snowflake particles too. The End and the Nether has been revamped too. The Nether already had foliage in places such as the Crimson and Warped Forest, but the End, it was quite surprising to see it decorated with small flowers on the surface and bushy flowery choristries. Sure, most of these plants you can't actually use, but this is a texture pack. Functionality isn't possible here. This pack will make the arrow actually visible as you load it up on a crossbow or a bow. We have seen such visuals on the Minecraft trailers, and it can make all the difference, especially in combination with other tiny VanillaPLUS textures that do a similar thing. D.E.C.O pack adds a lot of cute and decorative items through renaming said items. I have not showcased these types of packs in a while, but they are very special in that they allow crazy models to be present in the game, either manually by naming or automatically if it's a mob variety or something. This pack can help you achieve peak beauty in your interiors, reaching a level of creativity that is hard to achieve even with mods, let alone vanilla. Also, make sure to have invisible item frame pack installed too. This pack improves many blocks in the game, giving them more depth, pushing certain details backwards and others onward, resulting in a very sophisticated outlook. Apologies if the list contains so many 3D packs. These are projects I just could not ignore. Connected Paths, much like other packs on this list, serves as an add-on, a pack you could play alongside others to enhance the game one texture at a time. This pack will make certain blocks cross together, specifically the blocks you would use to make paths, and those that naturally exist in nature such as sand and dirt. The blocks immerse into one another so much that it would be hard to tell them apart, the thing that helps in improving the shading of your paths and buildings too. Thanks for watching. Here's a playlist containing mods, mod packs and shaders of the year. Be sure to watch those as well. Like and subscribe if you'd like to join abroad, as there are many more exciting series and events that will happen on the EnderVerse channel. I'll see ya in the next one, my friend.